Let's talk and talk with Esha Melanin. I say let's talk. Let's talk and talk on Esha Melanin YouTube podcast. You wanna learn something? Let's talk. You wanna get something? Let's talk. You wanna say something? Let's talk. You wanna be someone? Let's talk. Let's talk. You can talk. Kaimade wanting you can talk.
Let's talk.
Hi everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Let's Talk, the motivational podcast, with me, your host Aisha Muhammad Muazu, also known as Esha Melanin. And today, just like any other episode, let me brief you a little about the podcast. In the podcast, what I'll basically be doing is talking. Just like any other podcast, it's a talk show where sometimes I bring in guests, I bring in co-hosts, and we just overall discuss about life, different topics that will help motivate and inspire you to have a better life. The overall vibe is positivity and moving forward in greatness. And hopefully you guys learn and benefit from this as well as I. So, without wasting too much of your time, I'm going to get into our discussion for today. But as this new podcast, the first season, first episode is beginning, I would like to start a new tradition. I want to start a new tradition for every podcast. I want to do a little something different to, make it lively. So the first thing I'm going to do is every podcast before we begin, we're going to, you see right behind me over here, there's a container. It's filled with different quotes. And each day we're going to pick out one quote, and that's going to be our quote for the day. And let's hope that the message we get from this quote and the podcast overall relates to this. And let's hope that we learn something meaningful. So I've picked up the first quote for the day. Let's get into the podcast. For those of you watching on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. Like the video if you enjoy this podcast, if you like talk shows, and leave a comment in the comment section about questions you might have or about issues you want us to discuss on our next episode. Now, the quote of the day for today is, believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Christian D. Larson. Wow. This is a very great quote and I love it. I love it. It's about believing in yourself. It's what it is exactly what this podcast is all about. Believe in yourself. Know that you can do it. Know that whatever obstacles comes in your way, you can overcome it. No matter what people say, no matter how many obstacles, because life is always full of ups and downs. It's filled with obstacles. It's like a road filled with gravels, and you have to pass through that road to go into the most beautiful garden ever. And you want to go into the garden. What do? You just push through, walk through the gravels, and make your way. And by God's grace, you shall make it. Which leads us, believe in yourself. Such a great quote. That leads us to our topic for the day, which is about becoming more confident in yourself. So I made a list of 10 beautiful steps on how you could be more confident and how you could appreciate yourself and be more confident, be more open with people, and overall be confident. So I'm going to break down those 10 steps for you, and I hope you guys learn and enjoy this podcast. The first step, according to what I've written down, according to me, I believe is believing in yourself and be kind to yourself. This is actually very important because if you believe in yourself, you will be kind to yourself, which is literally our quote for the day. It literally says believe in yourself. And guys, I definitely did not know that was going to happen. It's just by chance, by luck, that I prepared a topic for the day, and the quote for the day exactly matches Well, isn't that amazing? So first thing is believing in yourself. Once you believe that you can do it, that you can make it, no matter what comes in your way, no matter how many hardships you will have to face, you will be able to make it. Doesn't matter. You can conquer all your fears as long as you believe in yourself. Because once you believe that you can do it, you just can never do it. It's just look at the world right now. Belief is an important aspect of life right now. Everyone has some sort of belief, and without those beliefs, our way of life is just sometimes pointless. And so holding on to that belief is what makes us move forward. The same way about being confident is if you believe in yourself that you can actually do it, you will be able to move forward and actually make a change and make history. Now, that leads us to being kind to yourself. Now, once you believe in yourself, once you believe that, yes, I can actually do it, he's doing it, she's doing it, they're all doing it, then why can't I? Be nice to yourself. Say positive things about yourself. Don't think about the negatives. Learn to appreciate yourself. Some people do this routine, like this daily routine. I think it's a mental health thing that helps people, believe and be kinder to themselves is like telling yourself, like early in the morning, look yourself in the mirror and be like, tell yourself all the qualities that you like about yourself, and then tell yourself that you are worth it and that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I've heard results about that. It actually works. So I haven't actually tried it myself, but that is just a first step for those who are not confident. Because right now, I am confident about myself. Obviously, it wasn't always like this. I've not always been this way, but life lessons, learning to appreciate yourself, learning to be doing things for yourself is a great way, is a great first step in helping yourself move upwards and become more confident. The second step that I believe will help you gain more confidence is getting outside of your comfort zone, and learning to appreciate yourself and your limits. Now, you need to learn to go outside of your comfort boundaries. You need to learn to accept new things and new challenges. You need to get out of your comfort couch and walk on that gravel. You need to learn to get out of what makes you comfortable. Yes, at the beginning it's uncomfortable, but as long as you learn to stay within that thing, you learn to move forward with it, it will gradually become less and less uncomfortable for you and you get used to it. If you learn to accept it, especially with life, because life always changes. It comes with ups and downs. It comes with sadness, then happiness, then sad again, then you're happy, then you're angry, then you're this, then you're that. It's always a roller coaster. It's never straightforward. And so, once you learn to accept those things, once you learn to be able to step out of your comfort zone, trying new things, doing things that you've never tried before, you will be able to become more confident and be the stronger, better version of yourself that you could ever imagine. But also, it's not just about going outside of your comfort zone. Also, learn your limits. Don't try to go overboard. Try to know, okay, I can do, because let's give an example with weightlifting. He can lift 500 pounds and you can only lift 300 pounds. Don't tell yourself that I would just be able to lift 500 pounds from the first day. No, it's a gradual step. Know where your limitations are. Don't try to hurt yourself because you're trying to be confident, because you're trying to prove to people or prove to the world that you can do it. You can do it. You can prove to them that you can do it, but it takes time, and you need to know where the line stops and where you're not supposed to cross. The next thing on my list is realize that you're not alone. Always realize that there are people out there There's always someone cheering you on. Obviously, there's always going to be those ones who are always going to say bad things, who are always going to talk behind your back, always going to try to discourage you, always going to try to step on your toes. There's always going to be those people. But how do you avoid those people? How do you avoid those people's thoughts and talks from affecting you and your self growth? You just close your ears, pretend that they don't exist, and just focus on those who actually care for you, those who are actually there supporting you, those who are actually there for you and not for anything else, who would go anywhere for you, who are your number one cheerleaders and your number one fans. Find that one person. For me, that is my mom. No matter what it is, no matter what I choose in life, she's always there supporting me. She's my number one fan, the number one person who's cheering me on to do it. The many people who can just tell it to you, oh yeah, we support you, we're with you, but they don't really mean it, and you know that they're not really for you. No, I'm not. That's not the people I'm talking about. Find those who actually are there for you through thick and thin. They are those people. Oh, always there is that someone. It can. Let me even tell you this. That person could be your child. It could be your parents. It could be your sibling. It could be your best friend. It could be your pet. But know that if you're doing it for something, you have some whether whatever you're doing, remember that you're not alone. And it doesn't even matter if you don't have anyone, you're alone in the world. Remember that there are other people just like you who are trying to grow. And those are the people that are with you always, because they are just like you and they're trying to build up that confidence that you are trying to build as well. The next on my list is learning to challenge yourself. Challenging oneself makes you know your progress, makes you know what you need to work on. It helps you to understand what you need to do next, the next step. And so you need to challenge yourself. Give yourself time to grow by challenging. Because once you challenge yourself and put yourself, just like I said before, putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation by getting out of your comfort zone, you challenge yourself. Okay, today I'm going to try to do this. Let's say you have troubles with public speaking and you want to become a better public speaker. You need to build up that confidence. For that, you need to challenge yourself. Okay, I'm going to start with maybe I'm going to talk in front of people more than I usually do. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to guide up friends and families and those that I'm comfortable talking to and try to do something with them and talk more openly with them. And then gradually, just by doing those stuff, getting out of your comfort zone, challenging yourself, you will make it. You will do it. Guys, you don't understand, people, that this life is really easy. It's not as hard. It is hard, don't get me wrong, but it's also simple. All you need to learn is to let go, be free, and let yourself be the confidence. Don't let the confidence be you, be the confidence. And you will come back and tell me the stories of what is going on. And I hope you guys actually take this advice, because these are the steps that helped me become the confident person that I am. Obviously, you can never be 100% confident, but you can try. You can always try. And every day, I'm also growing. You're also growing. Everyone is growing to learn to love themselves. Everyone is growing to learn to be confident in their in their positions. So it's a gradual step, and we're all with you. The next step is, I believe, is setting goals for yourself. Once you set goals, okay, by this time I want to be able to do this. By this time I should be able to do that. By that time, by the end of the year, by the next week, by this time I need to be able to do this. I need to be able to do that. You will learn that it is so much easier to to understand your steps and levels and where you are at in trying to become this confident person that you want to be. You also need to take it a day at a time. Don't try to rush it. Rushing things is never the solution. You need to take your time, learn to accept the pace. Everyone has a different pace. Some people are fast learners, they do things quickly, and some people take a little longer. So know yourself. Know, just like I said, know your limits and how far you can go. So don't try to rush it. Oh, I need to be a great public speaker. I need to be confident. I need to be this. I need to be that. I can do it within the click of a finger. It doesn't work like that. It takes time. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. You need to put in the effort. Don't just sit down, around in your bed, scrolling on TikTok or whatever all day, all night, and expecting to automatically be a changed person tomorrow. No, it takes time to become whatever you want to become. Just keep this in mind that whatever you put your mind to it, you can actually do it. You know that. You can achieve so much greatness if you just put the time and effort. And if you take it one step at a time, don't expect it to be something that happens like that. Within the, the click of a finger. It doesn't happen like that. It happens gradually, it happens step by step. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes failed attempts, it takes failures, it takes you for you to fall down, but you just know that you need to get back up again. No matter how many times you fall to the ground, no matter how many times it gets harder, no matter how much harder it gets, know that you can go through it. Know that you can push through it. Know that you can actually make it if you just try a little bit harder. Don't give up and keep going. The next step is talking to yourself positively. Now, this is quite similar to being kind to yourself and believing in yourself. You need to be thinking about the positives. Don't think about the negatives. Oh, I won't be able to do this or this and that. No. Focus on the positive things in life. There's so many greatness happening in the world. There's so much positive energy within the negative energy. So find that positivity wherever it is and embrace it. Become one with it. Love it. Make it you and make you it. If that makes sense. I hope I'm really making sense. And I hope you're actually getting and grasping whatever it is that I'm telling you because it's really important. A lot of people find it difficult to be confident, and a lot of people don't have problem with that. Now, don't doubt yourself at all. Think about it in a positive way. Think about it in a positive manner. Think about it. Always think about the positives. And this is what I like to do every day. Every day I try to find at least one thing that I'm grateful about. Today, if I'm grateful about this, tomorrow I'll say, today I'm grateful about. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I try to think about the things that I'm grateful for and the reasons why I would love to keep going and to keep the positive energy running through me. Okay. I always try to keep account of all the good things that are happening and try to, as much as I can, forget the bad things, but not 100%, because some of the bad things are the things that actually build you up to make you who you are today. Those bad things that have happened in your past life or in your journey to becoming the person that you want to be or the person that you are was never easy. There's always some negatives that has happened. There's always some challenges. There's always things that have happened to make you who you are. So I'm not saying forget it 100%, but don't think about it on a daily. Remember those things to help you move forward in the future. Don't try to fix the past in the present because it's not going to happen. And don't try to fix the future by trying to fix the present. It's not going to work. Why? Because you don't know what's going to come tomorrow, and whatever has passed is in the past. Whatever has passed is in the past. It's not going to come back. It's not going to change. No matter how much you cry about it, no matter how much you dwell on it, no matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you complain about it, no matter how much angry it makes you, no matter how mad you get, no matter how upset you get, no matter how sad you get, it's not going to change. What can you do? You can move past it. Forget it. Remember it as moments that helped you grow and become the stronger, more confident person that you are. And think about the positive things that are happening right now. I remember a great line written in a book. If you guys don't know, I'm a writer. I wrote a book. It's called Psycho. And in that book, I remember a line that I wrote, and it says, So many people become victims. If I hope I'm saying it exactly, but it goes something similar to this. So many people become victims of life. One cannot change what has been, but can try to make what shall come pleasant and warm welcoming by holding on to faith and fate. Faith with FAITH and fate with FATE. You have to hold both of them because they go together. You have to hold on to faith, remembering what's good, remembering the things that you believe in, and also hold on to fate because fate happens. It's your destiny. It is meant to happen. It is meant to happen to show you, to give you a lesson in life, or to show you the right way. And so hold on to that, remember that, and then remember the positives that's happening around you, and then move past it and walk right through your future happy and warm welcoming. Obviously, nothing's gonna be bright and sunshine. Nothing's gonna be bright and sunshine forever. Happy moments don't last for too long, but there are those happy moments. There are those things that keep you going. So once you remember those things that actually keep you going, talk to yourself about it. Let yourself know that I have this thing, this and this and this and this and that going on in my life. I don't need whatever negativity has happened, this, and that. Remove all the negativity from around you and try to make sure that you focus solemnly on the positives. Because there's always positives. Even in the darkest room, there's always that glimmer of light somewhere, somehow. So find that glimmer of light, hold on tight to it, and never let it go. So the next step that I believe will help you in becoming more confident is have that I, which is to me is this is actually most important step, is having that I can do it mindset and attitude. Always say I can do it. You can't break the door open. You're not strong enough. I can do it. Okay, bad example. Kids, don't break doors. But you know what I'm trying to say. You can't do your homework. You're not smart enough. No, I can do it. You are this, you're that, you can do it. I can do it. Don't put it in your head. Once you put it in your head, I can't. Remove that vocabulary from your remove that phrase, that sentence from your vocabulary. I can't. ICANT. Or I cannot. Remove it totally, erase it from your vocabulary. It shouldn't be a word that exists in your vocabulary because you can. It doesn't matter what it is. You can, as long as you believe in yourself that you can do it. You have that belief in yourself. You're thinking positively about it. You can actually do it. Do you know that? You can achieve whatever you put your mind to as long as you believe that you can do it. So having that I can do it mindset is a great step and the most important step in becoming more confident. I can do it. Doesn't matter what it is. I have a very funny and crazy story that I'm going to tell about this. Once upon a time, I was in school and I had this girl. She told me that she's having trouble reading. She's like, I realize that you can read, you're good at reading, you're good at school. I just don't know what is wrong with me. I can't read. I said, you can. She said, no, I can't. Have you opened the book? Yes. I can't. I said, no, you can. She's like, but I just told you that I can't. And I said, I told you that you can. She's like, how? Help me. I don't understand. What are you trying to say? I said, that's your first problem. Telling yourself that you cannot, that you can't, that's the biggest problem. Once you remove that I can't from your vocabulary, you can have much room for improvement. You can now move forward and do much greater things because you believe in yourself and you say, I can do it. So have that I can do it mindset. Have that I can do it attitude. Believe it. Don't just say it, believe it. And you will be able to do it. Just watch and see. Do it. Try it. Is the key to everything. And the final one, but not the final one, which is also very important, is never giving up. Remember that giving up will only make it harder on you to reach your goals. Don't tell yourself, oh, it's too hard. I've done it so many times. It's just impossible. It's just the same with that story that I just told you. The end of the story is I asked her, okay, how many times do you read? She says she reads about 10 times and it doesn't work. Every time she tries to open her book, she reads over and over and over. She never gets to remember it. So she's just giving up. And that's another problem. I said, that's your second problem. You, you don't believe in yourself. You don't have that I can do it mindset or attitude. And you're giving up too easily. You haven't tried harder enough. Let me tell you a fun fact. You guys know a guy named Thomas Edison. If I know it's a famous name. Almost everyone knows him. He created the first light bulb, the one that we use all the time, the very first one. He invented that. And do you know how many failed attempts it took him before he was able to actually make a right one? 1,000 failed attempts. Can you imagine that? You can just try something 2 times and you're like, I'm giving up. This is not happening. I'm not doing it. He literally tried 1,000 times to make something that is useful for us today. Just imagine this. Put this in your head. Imagine if Thomas Edison didn't try one more time. Let's say he tried 9,999 times. Had 9,999 times. He didn't try for the last time again. Do you think that we would have a light bulb? Maybe we would. But would he be the person who created the first light bulb? He probably wouldn't. Someone else would have discovered it. Someone else would have tried, even if it was 2,000 times to do it. And that's just life. If Thomas Edison can try 1,000 times and fail 1,000 times just to create something, you can try at least 100 to make something. Now, let's look at people you guys idolize. Like people like Selena Gomez, for example. She just became a billionaire from her makeup collection, from her makeup company, Rare Beauty, and she's making so much money. She just hit billions, and she's now a billionaire from that. Now imagine if she never had that I can do it mindset. You think she would be able to do it if she told herself, nah, this is not gonna happen. She gave up. She's like, I'm never doing this. It's not possible. It's not something that is gonna happen. Do you think she would be a billionaire right now? She probably wouldn't. Now, take a look at so many other artists, so many other people, so many motivational speakers, so many people in this world who have achieved things. Steve Jobs, for example. If Steve Jobs told himself, nah, Apple company, cell phone company, it's not gonna happen. No, I'm not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen. It's not possible. I can't do it. You think he would be known for Apple? Do you even think Apple would exist if he gave up? If he didn't believe in himself? If he didn't have that I can do it attitude, you think it would be possible that we have Apple? It would probably be someone else's company and it would probably be called Mango, Orange, Banana, probably. And it wouldn't even be the same, probably. So, if Steve Jobs can tell himself, I can do it, if Selena Gomez can tell herself she can do it, she can become a billionaire, and she did. If Thomas Edison could try 1,000 times and fail 1,000 times and still didn't give up, I don't see a reason why you should give up. Because if they can do it, why can't you? People will be like, oh, they're not me, they're them, I'm me. But then again, it doesn't matter. It is possible. Since they did it, it is possible. Believe in yourself. Talk to yourself positively and be kind to yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Realize your boundaries and your limitations. Remember that you are not alone. Learn to challenge yourself. Set goals for yourself. Take it one day at a time. Talk to yourself positively. Have that I can do it mindset. And always and forever, never, ever give up. I know that sometimes life could take you on a journey. And it's not that you're giving up, it's just that that was not the path that was meant for you. And so you change routes. That happens. It wasn't that you gave up, it's just that life made it the way that it is. That's understandable. But just giving up because things are getting too hard, just giving up because you don't think that you can make it, it's no excuse for anything. You can if you just tried a little harder. Someone tried 99 times to do something, and he's like, I've tried this 99 times, I'm not gonna do it anymore, I'm tired. What if? There's always gonna be what if. What if you tried that one more time and you actually made it and you were actually able to do it? What would have happened? Don't leave any space for maybes and what ifs. Make sure you do it. Never give up. Don't give up your dreams. Don't give up your hopes. And most definitely don't give up who you are. I remember another story. This was still back when I was in school in Nigeria. Um, and the reason I'm trying to tell you this story is to learn a certain lesson about why some people try to give up because they're worried about what other people might think. They're worried about people talking. They're worried about other people. While this story should inspire you, and there's a quote from this story that I always hold close to my heart, and I forever keep on telling this story. I've said this story to people before, and I keep on saying this story because it's something that actually made me think twice. It made me sit down and be like, wait, this is actually really good advice. This is actually really is this is a quote that I should actually hold and work with because it makes so much beautiful sense. And that quote and how that quote came to be was something like this. Back in school, we had like this clique of friends, right? We created a club, we were together, we were doing stuff together. So we were used to doing things together, right? Because when you're used to having a certain clique, you usually do things together. And then it came for a time. Funny enough, I never actually made it to that presentation. I was never able to do that presentation, but we were supposed to have a presentation. And as soon as it was announced, we were sitting for some reason that day, we were all like sitting around the same place. And so when it was mentioned, we like had this look that oh, this is our time to shine. And so we were like ready for it. We wanted to be in the same group. And then people obviously started talking. Why would you do this? Why would you put all the class smarty pants in the same group? Why this? Why that? And then it came to the nicest one of us, obviously, because we didn't care. None of us cared. We didn't care about what they were going to say. But the nicest one of us, she actually cared. She was like, okay, what if they start talking negatively behind our back because we didn't give them a chance? Because what they wanted was that we separated ourselves and had individual groups so that they could all line behind us and leash off the hard work that we made. The reason that we wanted to be in that group in the first place is that everyone was going to contribute something of somewhat. And if we allowed others to join the group, because if we allowed other people to join the group, they were not going to do anything. They're going to allow us to do all the hard work for them, and they were going to get the grade while just sitting doing nothing. And so that's why we wanted to do that particular group. But people obviously talking, saying this and that. Everyone was having one thing to say or the other. And then the quote that I said that I would never forget is one of my friends said this. Is this the first time someone has ever said anything bad about you? The answer is obviously no. Well, since it's not the first time, it's not going to be the last time, obviously. Most definitely, it's not definitely the first time, and it's most definitely not going to be the last. So why worry about it? This line makes so much sense. And at that time, I probably didn't think too hard about it. But right now, going back, It just makes so much sense. And that's why I always hold that quote. I always hold that phrase in my head. I always remember that when I start to quaver and think about, okay, this and that, I just remember that. Is this the first time someone's going to talk ill about you? Well, it's not the first. It's not going to be the last. So why worry about it? I think I should just print it and post it on the back of my wall in my room or something, because it's such great advice. It's such some it was just said at the moment to be said, but it actually makes so much sense and you have no idea. So shout out to him if you're watching this. If you're not, and shout out to everyone there who supported that club. It really means a lot to me because maybe without you guys, I probably wouldn't be here today. So thank you so much. You guys helped me in so many ways that you guys do not even will not even be able to understand. And so that quote, remember it. Is it the first time? No, it's not going to be the first, and it's not going to be the last. So why worry about it? And it applies to so many things. This thing happened, this thing that you wanted to work out so well, you wanted something so bad to happen, you wanted something to happen, something good to happen, but it never quite seemed to happen. Never quite seemed to get that thing. Think about it. Is it the first time that didn't happen for you, that life made obstacles coming your way? Well, it's not going to be the first, it's not going to be the last, so why worry about it? So you see, it even applies to this kind of situation. It applies to so many other situations. You're a YouTuber and you want to start making content and you wanted to go out of vlog, and then it started raining. Obviously it's not in your control. What you had planned for the day got ruined because of the rain. Well, is it the first time that's gonna happen? No. Is it the last time that's gonna happen? No. It's not the first time and it's not gonna be the last. So why worry about it? Don't give up. Do it again tomorrow. Find a new time to do it. Because it's not gonna be the first and it's not gonna be the last. There's something an obstacle gets in your way. So are you gonna let that thing define you? Is basically what I'm learning from this quote. That's basically the lesson that I've learned from this phrase. It's not gonna be the first time. It's not the first time, obviously, and it's not gonna be the last. So why let it define you? Why make it be who you are, or make it define what you're going to do? So don't let obstacles like people talking or other obstacles that happen along your path of success to hinder or change your direction. Keep moving forward. Whether they like it or not, you're going to progress. And God's willing, you're going to be the next big thing. Whatever you want, whatever it is that you desire. As long as you know in your heart what you're doing is good, that's all that matters. Because here's the thing. You do good things, people are going to talk. You do bad things, people are going to talk. The only way to know what's truly meant to be is not worrying about them, is worrying about you. What in your heart you believe is good. Because you know yourself. No one needs to tell you that what you're doing is bad. My friend, no one needs to come to your door knocking saying, my friend, what you are doing is bad. It'll make you stop. Let you stop. Stop doing this. It's not right. You don't need that. We're all adults. As long as you're an adult, you know the difference between good and bad, right or wrong. So no one should be coming to tell you. No, you don't need people telling you. You should actually know it. And that's how you move on with your life. Not by listening to people outside who don't even know what's going on in your life. Because there's so many people that have no idea what's going on. But as soon as they see something, a little bit something, their mind and attention is to start talking about it. They have no idea what happened. They have no idea how it had happened, why and when, or even if it had actually happened. Was it just a rumor? Did it actually happen? And they just come on it and then they start making it an issue. But the problem is, are you gonna worry about that? Is it the first time or is it no? And then it's not gonna be the first time. It's not gonna be the last time. So why worry about it? Is it the first time? No. Is it gonna be the last time? No. Why concern yourself? Why let it define you? Why let it hinder your road to success? It's just as simple as that. So going back to our quote of the day, believing in yourself. letting yourself know that you are who you make yourself to be. You are who you make yourself to be. If you make yourself to be a bad person, you're going to be a bad person. If you make yourself to be a good person, you're going to be a good person. So, therefore, as well, if you make yourself to be this person that I want to be this. This is what I want to be. I want to be confident and be able to do this and that. As long as you believe that you can make it and that you can pass through the hardships, you can do it. A lot of people have problem with public speaking or coming out in front of a crowd and saying something. Most of the time it's because they don't believe that they don't have the belief in their hearts that they are able to walk through it and do it. They don't. And so because of that, they actually never are able to do it. But once that they take that out of their mindset, once they take their attitude away, the negativity, and bring in all the positivity and good energy, they can achieve so much greatness in life. Do you know how much greatness you can achieve when you remove negativity, the what ifs and what nots? A lot of people don't do things because of what ifs and what nots. What if I do it and I fail? What if I try and I fail? That's the problem. So trying is an important key. You have to at least try something to know whether you are able to make it successful or not. It's just like starting a new business. A lot of people want to start new businesses, but they don't even have the courage to try it. So if you don't even try it, how do you expect it to actually happen? Because you're thinking of what if it doesn't succeed? What if I lose all my money? What if this? What if that? What if not? What if you actually make a lot of profit by starting that business, that online shoe company, that whatever it is that you want to do? What if you actually are able to do it? Then what? So you see, the what ifs don't even matter. Is it the first time someone lost their money in a company? No. Is it going to be the last time? No. So why worry about it? Oh, I lost all my money to a startup company because it wasn't successful. It's life, trial and error, and it's gonna happen. It's not gonna be the first. It's not gonna be the last. Keep moving forward. And then comes the next issue about trusting people. It's important to trust people, but it's also important to know who to trust. That's the problem. You need to be able to differentiate and distinguish between the people in your life who actually are there for you and who are just there for the fact for something, basically. And so, how does trust apply to this situation? How does trust affect your confidence? It affects your confidence in so many ways because you trusted this person and you trusted Mr. A and Mr. B and Mr. C, and Mr. A and Mr. B and Mr. C all broke your trust. You think you can trust Mr. D? It's probably hard. But how can you learn not to trust too easily? That's the key. If you don't trust too easily, or you don't have, this is what I tell myself all the time: do not have too much high of an expectation. Always keep your expectations low or average, limited. Don't have too much hopes on someone or too much expectations from someone. Because once they don't meet those expectations, you are bound to question what's happening. Once they fail you, you're going to question why is it happening, and that's gonna bring down you. It's gonna bring down your demure. It's gonna bring down your confidence. Trust is important. And with that comes honesty. People need to start being open and honest with how they feel and how and what is truly going on. So now how can you trust people? I'm not telling you not to trust people at all. I'm telling you to trust people a little less. Don't put your 100% trust in someone that you just met. Give it time, first of all. And some people have known people for like 10 years and they still break their trust. And so, what about that? That's just the thing. You have to keep in your mind that we are human beings and we flaw all the time. We are flawed. We are filled with flaws. And we will always make mistakes and we will keep on making mistakes. And just like I said, it's not the first time. It's not going to be the last. So just keep moving forward. It's not the first time that someone's going to break your trust. It's not going to be the last. Keep moving forward. Also learn to forgive because it's important. A lot of people make mistakes on not really wanting to make them, but they end up making them. And so it depends on the type of mistake that someone's made. It depends on how they actually broke your trust. But that's the thing. Remember, do not put too much high expectations on someone, because once you put too much your expectations of them too high, they're bound to disappoint you at some point. Because no one's perfect. Everyone is flawed. Everyone's because you make mistakes. Obviously, they're gonna make mistakes too. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. Now, once you put that in the back of your mind, once they disappoint you, it's gonna hurt. Regardless, it's gonna hurt. Regardless, it's gonna hurt. But it's gonna hurt a little less than it would if you had that expectations. So lower your expectations. If they do end up going that mile, lucky you. If they don't end up going that mile, you never expected too much anyway. It's okay. You won't feel too bad. You will feel bad, but not too bad. And you would be able to easily let it go, and then it wouldn't take too long for you to let it go. Because letting things go take as take as long as it was as I don't know how to say this. You know how much you put your heart into something? If it hurts or it's end up breaking your heart, it or ends up disappointing you, that's how much it's gonna hurt. So how much effort you put into something, how much expectation you put into something or someone that disappoints you is how much hurt you're gonna get. So if you lower your expectations, that's how much you're gonna get hurt. Just that little. So do not put too much expectations on people, because people are bound to fail you. People are bound to leave. People are bound to do all that. But once you put it in the back of your head that it's okay, it's life. They come and they go. They come and they go. They come and they go. They will always come and they will always go. They will always come back, this and that. It's a circle. It keeps happening. You're not the first one. So just remember the other step that I told you. You are not alone. There are other people around the world who are facing similar problems that you're having. So once you keep that in your mind, okay, I'm not the first person to feel this. I'm not the only one feeling this. It hurts like crazy, but it will help lessen the pain a little less. It will help reduce it just a little. And like I said, life is life. Time heals all pain. Just give it time and learn to let go. Learn to forgive. Because the problem with not forgiving is it's not hurting the person that you're not forgiving. It's hurting you. You're the one holding on to it. You're the one always remembering the pain. But once you let it go and you forget about it, you forgive, you just feel like weight was lifted off of you. You just feel like you have had a burden taken away, because that thing is always gonna hold you back, because you're always gonna remember, oh, that person hurt me, because you're putting it in your head, you're putting it in your mind, you're putting it in your heart and soul, and it's always gonna come back and hurt you again, over and over again, because what you didn't forgive, you didn't let it go, you're still holding that grudge, which is crazy and important, because that's gonna be the topic of our next discussion, of our next episode on Let's Talk Motivation Podcast, is about holding grudges and learning to let go of holding grudges. I'm going to talk more about what I just said about your expectations of people. And I'm going to dive deeper. I'm not going to dive too deep right now, because that's not the topic. The topic is how to become more confident, how to have that I can do it attitude and mindset, how to move forward and be strong, better than ever. And I hope you guys learned a lot from me just yabbing and talking just now and talking a lot. They did say when I was growing up that I talked a lot, which is crazy, because that's what actually helped motivated me to actually start this podcast, is because people from my childhood always say, you talk a lot, you talk a lot. And once in high school, I was trying to convince someone to do something. I don't know what it was. And they told me that you should be a motivational speaker. You could actually be I'm like, nah, that's not for me. And look at me here today, having a podcast, talking about motivation, trying to bring positivity to the world, trying to make people become more positive and inspire people in different ways. In our next episode, I'm going to be reading a story that I found on Facebook that inspired me a lot, and I hope you guys are inspired by that story. So stay tuned for the next episode and the episode to come after that. Thank you so much for listening and giving me your time on this very new podcast that I've started called Let's Talk Motivation Podcast with me, your host Aisha Muhammad Muazu, aka Esha Melanin, and I hope you guys have a nice, positive, beautiful day ahead. And I hope you come back again to listen to me talk. And I hope you've learned something, and I want to learn from you as well. So let me know in the comments about what you think about things that you want me to discuss maybe on a later episode. Like the video if you want, for those watching on YouTube, for those listening on Spotify, like this episode, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to stay safe, positive, and overall keep that smile on your face. It makes you beautiful, it makes you amazing. You can do great things, you can achieve greatness as long as you believe in yourself and you believe that you can do it. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Bye.
Let's talk.
You wanna be someone, let's talk. Let's talk, you can talk. Hey, my day, one thing you can talk. All my people can talk. Famous artists, my they can talk. Famous writers, my they can talk. Let's talk on these motions and get some orientations on notions, on intentions. Here are the move our confusions. Bamaganer eye abductions. Insulting is objection. Let's talk and talk with Esha Melanin. I say let's talk.